So right now, one of the common clan boss composition teams that you're going to see is called a double counterattack team. And if you don't know what that is, that's okay. I'll explain it here in a little bit, and you'll see a run with something very similar to it. Now, it uses a Bad-el-Kazar to be able to remove the stun off of whoever gets stunned and to be able to, obviously do all the other things that Bad-el does. But Reliquary Tender, can she be a budget Bad-el-Kazar on a team like that? And that's what we're going to look at today. So to do that, we're obviously going to hop in and we're going to do an Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss run. So this is Ultra Nightmare. Here's the team comp that we are using. Let's get right into this. So welcome everybody, I am B-Hub, and we are going to explain Reliquary Tender for Clan Boss purposes today. Now, what we're going to do here in a little bit, we'll put all of her stuff up here on the screen as we go through this run. But right now, I'm just going to explain a couple of things. So the way that you want to build a team like this. First, I'm going to have my Martyr is going to be the first one. She is going to be the slowest on my team, so she can put up this buff right here. Counterattack and increase defense. Now, the way that you build this, for Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, the Clan Boss has 190 speed. For Nightmare, 170, so you can kind of play around with if you need to tweak this for that. So Ultra Nightmare, again, 190, Nightmare, 170. So what you have to do is you need all of your people to be faster than 190 speed, and you need your counterattacker to go last so that they can put up that counterattack. And that's how you do it. Now, you're using a second counterattacker on a team like this because he is going to tank that move right there. That big AoE is usually what knocks people down, is what gets you down and out. And so Skull Crusher is going to tank that move by using the ally protection and his unkillable. That's how you're going to stay alive longer in this fight. So I mean, it works out really well. This is a really good team composition. You see this a lot now, and it can put up some great numbers, but you are going to need some other stuff. So one of the reasons why I haven't ran it is because I do not have a Bad-el-Kazar. Because Bad-el is going to be able to remove the stun off of whoever gets stunned, which is really important because you only have crucial heroes in this team. Like, everybody is very crucial, so you have to be able to remove that stun so they can continue to do what they were put here to do. And you'll see that as we go through this run. I mean, losing the stun on Tyrell, or if my Martyr was switched, which is also an option, it's crucial that they have that stun removed. Now, Bad-el is also going to be better. He's going to be able to heal a lot more. For Reliquary Tender, you only get one continuous heal buff, and for Bad-el, you get 2 continuous heal buffs, which is great. But also, he has the ability just to heal on his A1 anyways. So Bad-el is definitely better. Now, one of the other things that I find really annoying about Reliquary Tender, and you'll notice this, there's a reason that I'm not running this on auto right now, and that is because for whatever reason, she does not want to do the stun on her auto. She doesn't want to remove the stun on her auto. She will sit there and she will look at somebody who is stunned, and she's like, whatever, I don't care. We're going to wait until those poisons come back, and then we'll remove it. It's very annoying. So she does not... She will not remove this if I put her on auto, and I've tried it and I've tried it and I've tried it, and she just won't do it on her own. So you do on a Bad-el team, not only is Bad-el better, but you can also run that team on auto, which is great, and you don't have to worry about clicking all these buttons yourself. But for our purposes here, we have to do it, and if you want to run this kind of team and you have a Reliquary Tender, as of right now, it's just a sacrifice that you're gonna have to make. I'm sorry, it just is the way that it is. However, though, this team will put up some pretty good damage. You'll see that when we get to the end of this fight. I mean, it is pretty significant. Now, let's get into what this comp actually needs. What about Reliquary Tender? What kind of gear are you gonna run on her? So for her, you're going to run lifesteal. As you know, there is no healer on this team, so every single person is going to be in lifesteal gear. So that's going to be very crucial. And then you're also going to run her, for me, I have her in speed because you have to have her in speed of over 190. But not only does she need to be in speed over 190, but she has to also be faster than whoever is going to get stunned. So for me, it's Tyrell, so she has to be faster than my Tyrell. And here's why. Obviously, if Tyrell gets stunned and then he goes first, well, guess what? The stun is just going to wear off, and you're going to have to deal with the consequences of that. So she needs to be faster, and she needs to go first, so that way she can actually remove that stun. That's going to be a pretty crucial part of what she actually does. That's the whole reason why she's here. So she's got to be faster than your lead, and she has to be faster than 190. So you're going to want that speed. Now for her, mine has a ton of HP percentage, and the reason that is because instead of going and getting all new gear, I just took all of the gear off of my Blind Seer and just put it on her instead. So that's the way that I did it. I mean, I just took the gear that I had and I made it work for me. So with her, that's what you're going to want. You're going to want either HP percentage, or you're going to want probably HP percentage and defense percentage. 1 and 1 would be fine with her as well. I mean, she's going to live in this fight until she can't live any longer. I mean, yeah. So you just I would go with HP percentage and defense percentage, but both is fine. Double HP percentage is working out just fine for me in this run, as you'll see. So you want to do that. You don't have to worry about her accuracy, which is great. She's not here to land her debuff. You're going to use Tyrell and Martyr if you need either one of them to land the decreased attack. So you don't have to worry about her accuracy. So that's great. That's one less thing on your plate that you have to worry about. And then you don't have to worry about her resistance, obviously, either, because she is not the one who is going to be tanking the stun. So you don't have to worry about that on her gear either. Now, you can worry about the resistance a little bit more if you plan on having this using her for like hybrid purposes. If you want to use her for clan boss, but you also want to use her for other places, maybe in a dungeon or maybe in faction wars or something like that, then I could possibly see you using a little bit more resistance, because it's going to be helpful. I said this in my Reliquary guide that I did for other purposes. So I have two guides, obviously. There's this one for the clan boss, and there's the one that I did yesterday that you're going to use if you're going to, I would say it's a lot better if you want to use her for anything else like dungeons, faction wars, or something like that to help you beat the campaign. I would use the other guide, and that build is better for those purposes. She does a lot more there. So, but if you want to use her, as a hybrid, and you want to do clan boss and other stuff, then I would say on your gear, you're going to want a little bit more resistance, because as I said yesterday, when you have a hero who is able to remove all kind of debuffs, including stuns and freezes and things like that, ideally you want to make sure that they are not personally affected by those things. So what happens if you get your whole team stunned, hopefully your resistance is high enough where she won't get stunned, and then she will be able to remove that off of the rest of your team. So that can be incredibly helpful, and that's really why that resistance can be important. But for clan boss, you don't really have to worry about that. So really all you need is HP percentage, defense percentage, and speed to really build her, which is great. That's a really easy build. It doesn't require a lot of stuff. You don't have to have a ton of specialized substats. She can do just fine, and you'll be all right. So that works out really great. All right, let's move on to her masteries. I'll put these up here on the screen, and we'll go through these as I go through this clan boss run. So the way that you want her masteries to be built, obviously you're going to take the pretty typical line straight down the path and get down there to War Master. You have to have War Master if you're doing something like this. Obviously you're running lifesteal set, which means that you have to be able to proc that War Master, because that is what gives you your big heal. So without the War Master proc, the healing, you're going to struggle with it. So obviously there it is, and you see that right there. So you got to have War Master. It's also how you deal your damage, not just heal. So that is obviously very important, and that's why her tree has to be different for clan boss. Anybody that you bring to clan boss, you're going to want to put in War Master or Giant Slayer, whichever one is appropriate for that character. Up next, we have the support tree. Now, if you're running a counterattack team like this, you can't have your turn meter getting out of balance, especially with somebody like her, who she has to go before Tyrell does, and she has to stay in line with our counterattack. So you can't use anything on the support tree that's going to say increases her turn meter. So whether that's arcane celerity or whatever, that's not what you're using her for. So you have to go straight down the line. That's really the only way that you're going to do it. Now, if you are going to run a more budget team and you don't need any kind of extra speed, which realistically the Lore of Steel is not going to give you a huge spike in your speed. So you should be able to really just run down. What you're going to do, if you want the lasting gifts to give the continuous heal buff for a little bit longer, then you're going to have to get that cycle of magic. And Cycle of Magic can be a little bit annoying if you're trying to run on auto, but since you're not, I mean, it's fine. You don't have to really worry about it. And you can go down there, you can get the Lasting Gifts, which can give this continuous heal buff for an extra turn, which can be pretty helpful. Now, in addition to that, what I would do is if you don't need the Lore of Steel, which honestly, I don't need it, and I just got it because I was going too quick, and I am just so used to picking Lore of Steel that I didn't think about it. But if you want to build her more hybrid, then you could go with something like Evil Eye. Evil Eye will not help you in Clan Boss at all, but if you don't need Lore of Steel anyways, then you could go with Evil Eye, because Evil Eye helps everywhere else. It helps in dungeons, it helps in faction wars, it can help you in arena, just anywhere that you can use it. Evil Eye works awesome. It just doesn't work on the Clan Boss. So if you want to build her more hybrid, you can definitely go that route, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. And really, those are the the extent of her masteries. That's all the important, kind of crucial stuff. And really, that's the way that this team works. We're getting really close to the end of this run. We're about to start dying here in a second. Now, one more thing to note for her is when somebody goes down, she does have a res, but once you get this deep into the fight, it really doesn't matter all that much, because whoever you res is going to die on the next hit. If you res them and you're about to walk into an AoE, well, then guess what? Oh, we have to land this. Okay, good. Thank the Lord. So if you res her and you're about to walk into an AoE, then you're gonna die to the AoE. If you res somebody and they're about to go into the stun, well, then they're going to get stunned. Now, that can help you out a little bit, and that's probably where you need to res, is on the stun, because it's just gonna, it'll help you just, I don't know, maybe last 1 second longer. But it's tough. I mean, the res for her is not something that you're going to use and be like, oh yes, I picked somebody back up and I hit the reset button and now we're good again. That's just really not the way that her res works. It's just going to be tough. You'll see it here in a second because we're getting very close. Probably on this same AoE right here are we gonna see somebody go down. So let's see what happens here. Let's see if we can survive. Alright, so a lot of people went down on that one. So we lasted as long as we could here. We're gonna probably die here on this next hit because we don't have Skull Crusher to tank for us, and that's fine. I mean, we made it as long as we could. So boom, there we go. And we did 17.24 million damage with her in this roll. Now, I did a run earlier, which I will pop up on the screen here as well real quick. And in the other run, I mean, it's the same team composition, and I'll pull it up real quick, and I did 19 million damage for her on Clan Boss. So I would say this team composition is probably going to give you somewhere between 17 to 19 million. Seems to be the kind of average estimate that you're looking at. Now, I did run her in a different composition, and I will pull that one up here as well. So for this one, I did her with, oh, wrong one, sorry about that. Here's the right one. I did her with 17 million, and she's in a different comp. This is not a double counterattack team comp. I'm using Bulwark to extend the debuffs here of Dracomorph to deal extra damage. And she's going to be on this team to, again, remove the stun, and it helps Bulwark keep his HP burn up more consistently because he will get the cooldown reduced, not being stunned. So I used her in this kind of comp as well to deal 17 million damage to the Clan Boss. So, I mean, she can be helpful. Now, here's my thing on this comp, though, is she's definitely not the star of the show. And I mean, she's really not on any of these comps. You have to build a team around her to get her to really excel. She's not the hero on your team that's going to, like, bring you to the next Clan Boss level. She can help in building a different type of team comp for you. But she's not, like, oh, yes, I got her. My Clan Boss is about to go through the roof. No. I mean, she's going to need some other really good heroes to be paired with her. For example, I did a Clan Boss run. That was the free-to-play Nightmare run. If you saw that, I did 4 rares and 1 epic. And I did that run. We did, decent damage for Nightmare Clan Boss with a bunch of rares. And I don't know who I would take out of that team to put her in. Everybody on that team does their role. I would have to come up with a different type of team composition to run her in something like that. So I don't think that she's just going to be automatically plug into your team for Clan Boss. I think you're going to need some specific heroes to run around her and different types of team comps for her to really play effect. Because although she does help you do like 17 million on Ultra Nightmare, which is great, or 19 million or whatever, she still does not do what Bad-el does. Bad-el is still Bad-el. He's going to heal, he's going to poison, and he's going to continue to heal. So that is going to be, I mean, definitely better. But there you have it. She is pretty darn good. I mean, she can do some pretty solid work. So if you liked this video, if you got something out of it, hey, hit like, hit subscribe. If you're feeling extra generous, hit that the donate button down there. And if you want to see my gear, I got the Amazon affiliate links down there in the bottom. You can check out what I used to make this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and until next time, peace out.